Heavy mobile phone user, do you know the mobile phone emits radiation? Do you know the radiation of mobile phone may cause human cancers and other adverse health effects? Do you want to know how to protect yourself from this radiation so that you can use and enjoy your mobile without adverse health effect? Then listen to this talk till end. Hi friends, my name is Dr. Sunil Sable and today I am going to discuss about the health effect of mobile radiation. Friends, we all know that use of mobile phone all over the world is increasing exponentially. It won't be exaggeration to say that there are more phones than human beings on earth. We all know that mobile has revolutionized our life and helped in immense way by connecting people. And we all know the advantage of mobile use. But it has flip side as well. It is not that mobile phone is bad, but it is the way we are using that is causing various problems. Today I am going to discuss with you the adverse effect of mobile on our health, our children's health, and how to minimize the adverse effect so that we can continue to enjoy the benefit of mobile without adverse health hazard. Friends, mobile phone transmit and receive radio frequency signal called microwave radiation. We are also surrounded by phone towers which also emit radiation. Mobile is the only thing which can emit microwave radiation? No. Each electronic products that can wirelessly send voice, images or data to another product or network emits microwave radiation. Other example of devices that emit microwave radiations are tablet, laptop, digital baby monitor, cordless phone, printer, iPod touch, wireless TV service, signal booster, portable internet stick, projector, wireless gaming console, cordless keyboard, cordless speaker, and even our cordless computer mouse is strong radiation emitter. Now, how the mobile causes health hazard? First, by the thermal effect. It is caused by holding cell phone close to the body and having conversation over long period of time. Cell phone radiation can heat up head tissue, bone by as much as 2 degrees Fahrenheit. In short term, it can cause redness and burning sensation, and in long term, it could possibly cause more permanent damage. But we should be more concerned about non-thermal radiation effects, which are invisible. This invisible radiation had shown to damage DNA, cell, interfere with the working of brain, and could lead to variety of conditions and ailments such as cancer or neurological disease, but often taking many years to appear. Friends, children are more vulnerable as they absorb twice the amount of radiation as compared to adults because their skulls are thinner, skin is thinner, their nervous system is still developing, their cell division rate is high, and their immune system is weak. The bone marrow in children's skull is 10 times more absorbent than an adult's bone marrow. Nowadays, children are exposed to mobile radiation right from the womb. There are numerous studies on health hazard of mobile with mixed conclusion. Some studies says it causes adverse health effects, some outrightly rejected. A reason being these studies are funded by phone industry itself. Then how can they will support conclusion which will have adverse effect on their sale? The study published in Environmental Health Perspective Journal found that the industry funded research was vastly more likely to show no health effect versus independently funded research. There is no conclusive evidence that mobile causes cancer does not mean that it does not cause cancer, as all studies mention that there is insufficient evidence to support it. For most environmental hazard, proof come into form of epidemiological studies of past condition. For example, the WHO classified outdoor air pollution as class 1 carcinogen in September 2013, citing research indicating that in 2010, 3.2 million deaths worldwide resulted from air pollution. When asked why it took so long to reach this conclusion, Dr. Christopher Wilde said, often we are looking at 2, 3, or 4 decades once an exposure is introduced before there is a sufficient impact on the burden of cancer in the population to be able to study this type of question. Similar to many other carcinogens like mobile radiation, undeniable proof may not be available for decades. The World Health Organization say lack of available evidence of detrimental effect on health should not be interpreted as evidence of absence of such a effect and recommend a precautionary approach to use this communication technology until some scientific evidence become available. Other confusing thing is about the recommended limit of SAR by authority. This SAR value that corresponds to relative amount of radio frequency energy absorbed in the head of a user of wireless handset. And the limit for public exposure from cellular telephone is uh, at the level of 1.6. But the current safety standard for microwave radiation emitted by mobile phone only takes thermal heating into account. Microwave radiation is considered to be safe if your body temperature does not increase by more than 1 degree. And do you know that how this recommendation come into effect? Actually, this effect was tested in military person with the weight of 220 pounds with a large head in 1993, so quite outdated. There is a vast difference between mobile phone use in 1993 and current mobile phone uses. Technology has changed, the duration of mobile phone use has exponentially increased. In the study, one call per week for 6 months was considered as a heavy user. Now you can imagine how many calls do we do every day. And also it was tested in a military recruits up to 20 pounds with large head. So you can imagine your weight and whether it applies to you. And also imagine about children. Because this study was not done in children, this study was not done on the pregnant woman and their effect on their fetus. Most importantly, the non-thermal effects are not taken into account, making the safety standard a mockery of public health. Many research studies have shown that non-heating, non-thermal microwave radiation has a profoundly negative effect on human body. We all know that mobile phones are not allowed in hospital and on airplane due to concern that the microwave radiation might interfere with the electronic. So friend, it does not make sense to acknowledge that there might be interference on sensitive electronic equipment due to microwave, but exclude the possibility that this same microwave might have impact on our body. After all, the human body is extremely sensitive electrochemical instrument that uses various wave-based electrical process. For example, brain wave called EEG and heart wave called ECG, each characterized by specific frequency. In short, the old standards are outdated and new standards should be developed in order to protect the public from the possible health consequence of exposure to microwave radiation. So, what studies have shown till date? There has been enough research to prove the link between mobile phone use and negative health effects from relatively mild symptoms like sleep disturbances to cancer and Alzheimer's disease. In study done in rat, it is found that the microwave radiation causes DNA damage, mitochondrial damage, decrease in the number of cells in the hippocampus of rat. The rat who were exposed in utero, they found that their liver was damaged after birth, number of cells in the hippocampus was less, leading to impairment in learning and memory, and there were more birth defects. Also, those rats who were exposed to radiation, the number of cells in their testes were significantly reduced. The level of male hormone called testosterone was significantly reduced. So, animal study has proved that it causes damage to our body. A study led by Dr. Agrawal summarizes few findings, and he says electromagnetic waves alter electrical activity of brain and cause disturbance in sleep, cause difficulty in concentration, fatigue, and headache, and increase reaction time in a time-dependent manner. They increase the resting blood pressure and reduce the production of melatonin. They also implicated in DNA strand break. A study by Swedish researchers suggests a link between mobile phone use and Alzheimer's disease. In 2002, Hardell et al. Published a study titled "Cellular and Cordless Telephone and the Risk of Them for Brain Tumors" in the European Journal of Cancer Prevention, and they found that people who use cell phone were 2.5 times more likely to have temporal brain tumor on a side of a head where they held their phone. The risk of developing tumors of auditory nerve, which connect the ear to brain, increased to more than 3 times in mobile phone user. The World Health Organization has already listed cell phone as a class 2B carcinogen, means possibly carcinogenic to human, in the same category as lead, engine exhaust, DDT and jet fuel. Studies in Europe shows that people who use cell phone heavily, that is 30 minutes per day for over 10 years, have double risk of brain cancer, and those who begin using cell phone as teenager have a 4 to 5 times higher chance of being diagnosed with brain cancer. Case study shows young women who stored their cell phone in their bra for years developed unusual tumor right below the location of the antenna where they kept their phone. This woman had no history of breast cancer or genetic predisposition to the disease. Scientists at Cleveland Clinic and a major research center around the world have repeatedly found that sperm from healthy men that are exposed to cell phone radiation die 3 times more quickly and develop 3 times more damages to mitochondrial DNA than sperm from the same men that are not exposed. A study by Dr. Agrawal et al. Found that prolonged use of mobile is associated with decrease in number of sperm, abnormal morphology, and decrease in motility, leading to infertility. The radiation also damages the DNA of sperm, which can result in damaged DNA in newborn, making the offspring more prone to genetic disease, birth defect, and childhood cancer. A German study published in 2004 titled "The Influence of Being Physically Near to Cell Phone Transmission Tower on Incidence of Cancer" showed a 3 times higher risk of developing cancer for people who lived within 400 meters of cell phone tower for a period of 5 years. A similar Spanish study found that people living in the close vicinity of cell phone tower had falling health problems like depression increased by 64-fold, fatigue increased by 37-fold, and appetite loss increased by 25-fold. There may be a doubt whether radiation causes cancer or not, but there is a definitive evidence and everybody agrees to the fact that there are increased incidents of accident because of people talking on phone while driving. What about effect on children? All the study which I have mentioned also apply to the children with increased severity because they are more vulnerable due to the thin skull, thin skin, developing brain, increased cell division, and they being exposed to radiation right from the womb. So the adverse effect on children are manifold. Childhood being unique phase of life in which maximum physical, mental, social growth occur. The mobile and its radiation also affect children's mental and social development. It's found that those children who use mobile excessively, they play outdoor game in a less frequency. They consume more junk food, more cold drinks, and that has resulted into increasing incidence of obesity in children. During outdoor game, children learn the virtue of teamwork. Win and defeat are the integral part of life, which can be acquired by playing video game. Due to constant looking at a mobile, there is a strain on eye and visual impairment, and constant flex posture of neck lead to various muscular problems of the neck. Hearing impairment occurred because of listening to loud music on a phone for a long period of time. Various studies have found that those children who use mobile excessively, there is increased incidence of anxiety, depression, sleep disturbances, restlessness, fatigue, inattention, hyperactivity, aggressiveness, violence, addiction, and conduct disorder. Now, new kind of behavioral problems are occurring in children. Use of cell phone can lead children to engage in inappropriate behavior. Texting and sending inappropriate picture is growing problem with the teens. The images go in the wrong hands, giving the other access to the private photos. Children can also access pornographic sites from their multimedia devices. Due to heavy mobile use, there is effect on the children's study. Because of excessive mobile use, they don't do their work, they don't do their study. Due to inattention, they can't learn during class. Some children keep on texting in class itself, so result poor school performance. The mobile phone has disrupted our as well as our children's social life. Children have decreased communication with the families and friends. Children can feel the need to constantly check for message and can become irritable when they are away from the smartphone for any period of time. In South Korea, there has been extreme cases of mobile addiction that kids threaten their parents with self-harm or violence when their smartphone were taken away. They stop communicating with friends even if they are with them. So the social development which occur while interacting with friends is severely impaired, and such children has a less emotional intelligence and they become more introvert. It is found that the children equate their self-worth on the number of Facebook friends they have, number of likes they get on their post, and how expensive is their phone. In the same way, social life of adults are also severely impaired. It is a common scene that husband, wife and children are sitting around dining table, but they are not talking to each other but busy on their phone. On a lighter note, somebody has said that when people had diaries and got mad when somebody reads them, but the time has changed and now they put everything online and they get mad when people don't read it. Okay, so it has disrupted whole social atmosphere. There's an effect on finance as well. We all know that the new kind of a phone keep on coming into the market every 6 months or 1 year, iPhone 5, iPhone 6, etc. And the kids demand to their parents to buy the new phone, and they are very expensive. Parents have also reported that credit card being used without permission to buy more mobile phone credit or apps, cash being stolen to keep their phone working, pocket money which was meant to be for school lunches being spent on text messaging. Phone bills were unusually high, particularly because of in-app purchases. So there's a severe financial strain because of this mobile. Now friends, we have seen how the mobile has adversely affect our health as well as our social life. Now how to protect ourselves and our children from the ill effect of mobile. Can we completely stop using mobile phone? The answer is no. Mobile phone is not bad, but the way we are using it is wrong, which need to be rectified. And moderation is key. The most important principle is use mobile for a short period of time and keep it as away from your body as possible. Use it for what the mobile is intended to, that is to communicate, not for the entertainment or unnecessary social media chatting or playing video games. On lighter note, Jack and Meg got tired using mobile cell phone. For change, they decided to use pigeon to send sweet messages, and this hilarious scheme worked very fine. One day Jack sent his pigeon. Max sees the pigeon is without any message. He picks up his mobile and asks Jack, the pigeon are without any sweet message. Jack said, you idiot, that was a missed call. Okay, I do not think we can use pigeon to communicate, but we can use text messages instead of call, which will help in reducing the radiation exposure. And I request all parents, please do not give mobile phone to the children and keep it away from them. Keep mobile phone away from pregnant women, and pregnant women should use landline phone instead of mobile phone. The next principle, do not apply phone directly to the head, rather than use headset or use speaker mode, because when it comes to cell phone radiation, the vital factor is the proximity of the phone to your vital organ, particularly your brain. When you hold the phone to your ear, the radiation is concentrated near your brain. Never wear your phone. When your phone is on, keep your keep your distance. Even when you are not making call, the phone is emitting constant radiation to connect to the nearest antenna. So keep it out of your pocket. Don't clip it onto your belt. A dangerous new habit for some women is keeping their phone in their bra. The fatty tissue of breast readily absorbs the radiation from the phone, fostering tumor growth. If you must carry your cell phone on you, make sure that the keypad is positioned toward your body and back is positioned toward the outside, so that the transmitted electromagnetic field move away from you rather than through you. Carry phone at least 1 centimeter away from your body to ensure exposure is reduced. Do not make call in buses, train, cars and elevator, because the mobile phone works harder to get the signal through the metal, which increases the radiation exposure. Don't talk while you drive, because the constant movement means your phone is also trying to make contact with the cell phone towers over and over again, increasing its frequency and therefore your radiation exposure. Try to use your phone when you have the maximum number of bars, indicating the best reception. When signal quality is poor, your phone emits more radiation. Don't put the cell phone to your ear until a call connect. Dial on speakerphone, and then if you must talk straight into phone, only talk once your end users pick up. Switch side of the head when talking, because switch side regularly during cell phone call will help in reducing the radiation exposure to just one side of your head. Most of us use the same hand all the time to hold the phone when we talk. Try to switch to your other hand, and it will help so that one side of your head doesn't always get all the radiation. When you are at home, use wired landline and use cords or cables for non-wireless connection whenever possible. Switch off mobile at night and do not keep near you while sleeping. Avoid Wi-Fi as far as possible. Keep the Wi-Fi machine at a room which is less used. Switch it off when you are not using it. And ask your neighbors to switch it off as well, because it will help in reducing the radiation. Choose a device with the lowest SAR possible. SAR means specific absorption rate, which is measure of a strength of magnetic field absorbed by the body. Make sure that there is no mobile phone tower near your home or your kids' school. Do not keep mobile charging whole night because battery may explode. Do not talk when the mobile is charging. Do not keep mobile on a hot surface because the battery may explode. So, by optimizing mobile phone, we can still enjoy our mobile and remain healthy. Friend, I hope you got enough information regarding adverse effect of mobile radiation on our health and how to minimize it. If you have any suggestion, write in comment box. If you want your friends and relative to get this information, then kindly share this video with them. I keep on posting videos regarding health and happiness. If you do not want to miss my videos, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Have a nice day and radiation free day and life. Thank you.